Welcome to Part 5 of the CCRP Exam Study Guide. In this video, we'll cover the key responsibilities of investigators. The investigator must ensure that the investigation is conducted according to the signed investigator statement, the investigational plan, and all applicable regulations. Above all, the investigator is responsible for protecting the rights, safety, and welfare of participants under their care. The investigator must obtain legally effective informed consent from each participant before they join the study. They must maintain control of the investigational drug and return all unused drug supplies to the sponsor. The investigator is responsible for obtaining review and approval from an institutional review board before starting the study. They must also allow inspections by the FDA and store all investigational drugs, especially controlled substances, securely. The investigator must keep detailed records of the drug's disposition, including dates of receipt, quantities used, and how it was administered to participants. They must also maintain complete case histories, including source documents such as case report forms, informed consent forms, medical records, physician notes, and hospital charts. These records must be retained for 2 years after the marketing application for the drug is approved. If no application is filed or approved, the records must be kept for 2 years after the investigation is discontinued and the FDA is notified. The investigator must submit progress reports to the sponsor. While the sponsor is responsible for submitting annual reports to the FDA, it relies on the investigator to provide accurate and timely updates. Serious adverse events must be reported to the sponsor immediately, whether or not the event appears to be drug-related. The report must include an assessment of whether the investigational drug may have caused the event. Non-serious adverse events must be reported according to the schedule outlined in the protocol. At the end of their participation in the study, the investigator must submit a final report to the sponsor. The investigator is also responsible for providing the sponsor with accurate financial disclosure information, allowing the sponsor to submit a complete and accurate certification and disclosure statement to the FDA. This information must be updated throughout the study and for 1 year after its completion. If an investigator fails to comply with regulatory requirements or submits false information to the sponsor or the FDA, disqualification may occur. The Center for Drug Evaluation and Research (CDER) or the Center for Biologics Evaluation and Research (CBER) will issue a written notice and offer the investigator a chance to explain. If the explanation is accepted, the process ends. If it is not accepted, the investigator will be given an opportunity for a regulatory hearing. If the commissioner concludes that the investigator did not comply, the investigator, sponsor, and IRB will be notified. The investigator will then be deemed ineligible to receive investigational products or conduct any investigation of products regulated by the FDA. Any data submitted by a disqualified investigator will be reviewed for reliability before it is accepted in any regulatory submissions. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to keep up with the series. See you next time.